The school board meeting to order of February 4th. Maybe you can take the roll call, please.
Ron.
Here.
Dick. Here. Dick. Here. John.
Here.
Here. Dave's here. Joe.
Here.
Jim.
Present. Proof of notice.
As stated on the agenda.
Approval of the agenda. So moved. Motion by Joe. Second by Norm. Any questions on the agenda? Joe? Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Motion carried 7-0. Citizen comments. Resolution 1819-148, approval of minutes of previous meeting. So moved. Motion by Joe, seconded by
Second.
Dave. Questions on the minutes? Joe? Aye. Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Motion carried 7-0. Student council report.
That would be me. All right, so in the month of January, we had Winterfest, which went pretty successful, I would say. We had a little problems with the lights, but I think it all got worked out. People just need to have fun. Everything else is fine. And then in the future, we are looking forward to planning another, hopefully really successful blood drive, and maybe having a field trip to the zoo. So that's what I got going.
Okay,
Thank you guys.
thank you.
And we should have the lights fixed.
So, okay, so what,
Woo-hoo.
thank you for your report. So what she was referring to is that we had a dance in the new cafeteria. It's not new, it's a renovated cafeteria. And there's a whole new bank of lights and a whole new lighting system that's up to code. So there are lights that are on, literally on by code, that we have to override. Otherwise, it is a very well-lit dance, is what
Yes.
it comes down to. So we had the contractor come in, and we now have created a dance mode for our
Cool.
kids, just so you know.
Yeah, why do I have to be a senior?
Right,
Okay,
right,
come
so
on.
we changed the lighting in there, so, all right? So
All
we
right.
got you covered.
Awesome.
Go ahead.
Thank you guys so much.
Dave, any communications?
We have 3 letters tonight. The first one is from the Mayville Water and Wastewater Utilities. Would you like me to read the entirety?
No, I actually, there's so much in that one, I just made copies.
Okay.
Shut the water off.
It basically explains what the Mayville School District should do in response to what the resolution we sent out to them. Second one is a public notice from the City of Mayville zoning petition. Notice is hereby given that the Common Council of the City of Mayville will conduct a public hearing on Monday, February 11th, 2019, during a meeting at the Mayville City Hall, 15 South School Street, Mayville, Wisconsin, to consider the following rezoning request. Dittmer Realty, Inc., as agent for the owner, parcel number 251-1216-2231-002, A1 Agriculture Holding to B2 Out Mining Business. Any persons wishing to be heard are invited to attend. The Common Council will be considering and acting on this zoning change after the public hearing during this council meeting on February 11th, 2019. And then the final one is a thank you from Scott to the Raymond Foundation for the generous donation of $550 to go towards our 6th grade camp.
All right, thank you. We have resolution 1819-149, approval of regular semi-monthly bills. Motion by Nor,
Second.
second by Dick. Questions on the bills?
Yeah, that's, should be a 9,600.
Hearing none, North.
Aye.
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 Aye. You got Jim?
It's okay, I almost forgot. Aye, motion carried 7-0.
Any committee reports?
No, we do need to coordinate a policy committee meeting for probably the end of February. So we can send that out in email. Sure. For the group, we had met during the day in the past. Is that with enough notice? Is that okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Administrative report.
All right. I've talked a few times here, probably several times, about, hey, yep, we're gonna get to strategic planning, it's coming, we'll do it, yep, we got it. So Ted Neinsky, he's the director of CISA 6. He actually came today, he met with a team of 15 people to help us just start getting grounded in what he calls the continuous improvement process. It does result in a strategic plan and measurement, but to start out, it's about the mindset. So we worked with our 15-member team. We learned about some continuous improvement tools. We created a committee mission, and that's specifically for the group of people in the room. But he did give us a really streamlined process to create mission statements and vision within a matter of 20 minutes, you know, just to be very efficient. And so instead of getting caught up in specific words and wordsmithing, just to come to a common agreement in an efficient manner. So really, today was about the principles of continuous improvement. So he calls it the Rapid Improvement Center. In that process, it reflects the Sigma 6 Lean Management, the Studer Group, and the Baldridge model. So he said actually the equivalency of coming to 3 days worth of training there is like getting white belt certified in that. So, which I thought maybe somebody in the room understands that. So that's good. So that is, so we're excited about that. It's a nice start. The team had some great momentum. It was very effective today. And so that team will come back together on March 4th and April 9th. So I'll provide updates as we meet. Right now it was more about just learning about continuous improvement, getting some tools like a plus delta, like what's going well, what are some things that we need to continue to work on. That mission statement experience, being able to move through that quickly. There's a few others. Let me see if I can find. So they're coming. So and as we learn about these, we'll make sure to share them with you. And then there will absolutely be board engagement, board and community engagement coming up. First, it's about getting this team together and starting to get some of this work done behind the scenes. I do want to mention about the inclement weather we've all been experiencing, right? So those crazy temperatures of 35 degrees below zero or more, when we hit the wind chill warning, that literally is agreement among superintendents in the state. That's just done. There's no school. So at one point in time, there was like a chart that you would follow, and we've all just kind of come to agreement, listen, if it hits that sustained warning level, we're just not going to have school. So we now had 4 days canceled in this little window, and I think actually we didn't have a single day last year. So we had built into our calendar 4.2 days. So we made an adjustment in the middle school minutes of instruction so that they have some collaboration time in the morning, otherwise we would even had more time built in. So that's the good news. So as of right now, I'll be sending a communication out this week that we do not have to, at this point in time, make anything up. But we do need to be aware of, hey, if we get these temperatures again, we absolutely will be having cold days. And then also, you know, pay attention to the snow and are roads safe for us to transport kids back and forth. So we do have a plan. So if we have to adjust our any kind of the schedule, it'll be the end of the school year. So we have a June 6th, which is a half day. We could turn that into a full day. June 7th right now is just a teacher in-service day. It's like teacher checkout and wrapping up. That could become a full day, and we really haven't disrupted anybody's calendars yet at that point in time. Anything after that, I'd recommend we start adding some minutes on. So otherwise, now you're going into the next week, and now this is the beginning of summer. Yeah. So other area districts there, I just saw some communications. They are moving to adding days on now and also adding minutes on now. So we're okay, but one more day is all it takes, and we'll have to start making adjustments. But we'll communicate, here's state of the stage for everybody. As far as the high school goes, sure, Lee's got, I'll just give a facility update on what's happening at the high school. So band and choir rooms, those are probably 98% done. And Findorf just being very assertive, and they are working in their old spaces already. So the band room is particularly where they are. So if you go up to the high school, for this week and this week only, there are dumpsters all over in the front of it. So they're knocking out walls, doing all the demo work. They've done some prior to, as far as abatement and stuff, but this is literally knocking out walls now. So they're doing that work now. Should be done by the end of the week, so hopefully the dumpsters are all out of the front area, other than maybe like one. We typically see one of them. So that's some deep level of demo that's occurring. The good part is they have it all blocked off on the right-hand side when you walk down the hallway. And the left-hand side, those classrooms, all those spaces, they're pretty much done working in. So we're just wrapping up some like cabinet installs. Definitely have to adjust the temperature. It's way too warm in those classrooms right now. But a big shout out to our students and their families in the music program. A lot of people came in on Sunday to help with the move, which is great. The nice part is they're literally just going right across the hall, so it's pretty simple that way. But there's a lot of cleaning to do still after that. So we'll take pictures, but they're in work in progress mode. So next board meeting, we'll have some nice pictures of those spaces. Very impressive. It's a very good in progress. And then the mural, there's a large mural that's done in the lobby, and it looks like this.
The scaffolding was
So-
more impressive.
So the scaffolding was, a work of art in itself, and the lighting here kind of is pretty bright at the moment when I took the picture. But, so this looks like it's complete, which is great. That product is like medical grade plastic, so that major wear and tear, so we'll see if we like that. There's a higher end cost to that, so we'll see what other kind of finishes we'll use for other murals in the building. And we're just starting to have conversations with our students at the high school about, okay, what do you think's gonna go in this space, getting their ideas. So, but that was great to see that. The flooring for that space will not be done until March. Otherwise, we've got to go with a different product. It's just that the manufacturer, they switched actual like factories where they were making it. So what are you gonna do? That's what I have to say. So we're just gonna be fine, rather than trying to change the floor and everything. And hopefully, 25, 30 years later, that's gonna look like that, right? So let's just get the floor done right. The bench there, you can still see we haven't changed anything with the tops, but we've had multiple conversations about what to do with that surface. So when we've got a plan, we'll bring it to you guys too. So, a lot of progress. The new furniture will be installed for the band and choir. Not every single thing is new. We're trying to repurpose some things. So, but the new equipment for those spaces will come in next week, Monday, Tuesday, wrapped up. So that'll be just in time on Monday for the Mayville High School scheduling night. So if anybody's looking for tours, anybody wants to go out and about in the building with us, Lee can mention the specific times of our high school scheduling night just coming up. We had, just recently, many of us attended WSB, the conference, so I just want to say thank you to the board members that attended. It was great seeing you there, and you can testify that I attended the conference. But of course.
Were you there?
And there was some good learning there, absolutely. I wouldn't say like, sometimes I leave and like, oh my goodness, that was the best speaker I ever heard in my entire life.
Then
I didn't necessarily have that moment, but I certainly had some ahas and a lot of takeaways and things that I literally put into practice, or Lee and I are looking at for scheduling at the high school. And just like the organization Ed Leader 21, we attended a workshop, Orchard of Graduate, hands-on experience using some of those resources that we'll be using, so that was great. So I really appreciate the time there. Coming up this Friday is the CC6 PAC Legislative Breakfast. If anybody wants to go, it's at 7:30 in the morning. So up at Oshkosh, and I think the weather's going to be okay, isn't it still?
It's been
We got
kind of cold.
Yeah, cold, but there's, 2 nights? Tuesday night, I think they're talking about an ice storm coming through. So hopefully that'll not happen. I am headed out to AASA. It's the one time a year I head to a national conference. So the AASA is in Los Angeles this year. So I won't be experiencing freezing temperatures there. So that's just a few days
Just
next week.
mudslides.
Never know with the way the weather. It could be a polar vortex that has a tail that flies all the way down there. The 15th, we do not have school. It is an in-service. It's mostly a work day, as that we've decided with the staff. They have very limited times. We just give them work days, but it'll be some in-service PD with work time. Then the regular board meeting is on the 21st. I do want to share, no, is on the 18th. I do want to share that on February 18th is an all-staff in-service that day. So we're all headed up to CISA 6, actually to Oshkosh. We're taking 2 buses and bringing the entire staff up there. It's very cost-effective PD. I think they're like charging us $6 a person for something that would be like $250, $200 a person otherwise. So the power of all of us coming together and
You get
6 to
some
6 and
powerful
first.
grants.
Yeah.
Big time grants.
Big time private companies
Right.
helping to sponsor the event. So it's a great model. Hope they keep that going forever. So we'll definitely be saving the date for this President's Day again next school year. It's a constant commitment to be participating in this. So that'll be it for my report.
All right, thanks, Scott. Megan, can you report on the middle school?
I am, yes. So Mayville students and staff at the middle school are kind of back to full swing after the unusual couple of weeks with intermittent days in the building. We celebrated World Read Aloud Day on Friday, February 1st, and many of our middle school classes participated. It's a really good event promoting literacy. 2 of our 5th grade students, Landon Baker and Devin Wendorf, created this winning PBIS t-shirt design. Live with Pride. It has pride in different languages on the design, so that will be going to all promotions later this week to be created into t-shirts for purchase. We had an attendance challenge through December and January, really focusing on getting students to school. 4th grade was the winning grade that had 10 days of the highest attendance throughout the 2 months. We shared facts with students like half of students who missed 2 to 4 days of school in September will go on to miss nearly a month of school. So it's just really important for students to be there. Our mottos were attend today, achieve tomorrow, and missing school is missing out, attendance counts. We will be adding a Cardinal incentive token economy cart to the middle school. Students in grades 3 through 5 earn Cardinal bucks, and grades 6 through 8 earn Pride bucks, so they can use those to cash in on Subway gift cards, tokens, trinkets, etc. We're also having a recognition for students who are not going to have any major or minor referrals in the month of February. They will be rewarded with a movie fest on March 1st, and those students who are not in attendance will be having flying lessons, kind of reteaching respectful, responsible, and safe behaviors. Some things that are coming up. Wednesday is Global School Play Day, so for an hour in the afternoon, all classes that are participating will play board games or other types of games that teach social interaction without electronics, so that's exciting. We have added a board game club to the middle school, so Thursdays during lunch or after school, students can participate in the board game club. Staff volunteers will supervise, and then students that are coming after school have, of course, filled out permission slips. And finally, we're working to win a visit from the American author Jan Brett, and she's known for writing titles like The Mitten and The Hat. So the school that has the most supporters will win a free visit from Jan Brett next school year. So we're urging all of our students, staff, and community members to visit janbrett.com and then enter the information so that we can hopefully have her visit next year.
What's included in the board games? Chess, anything like that?
Yep, any kinds of board games without electronics, so kids that want to play games and collaborate with each other and have fun. This was an idea by our leadership team, which is 6th through 8th grade students. They wanted to add more clubs to the middle school. This is an area that they're going to start with.
All right, thank you, Megan. Lee?
Hi, John. In reference to the graphic that Scott shared, and I don't know if we ever let you know that what we did for him was a student group
Kids from all different activities, student council, interact, things like that, that got to weigh in a little on the design, but on some of the word choice, and obviously there's certain words that we wanted going in from the original design. But this student group, working with some adults in the building, will then now start to look at other spots in the building where they can weigh in on use of space. And Scott's done a good job of reminding us that you have the say now to help create design, but really this is about the future of Mayville High School too. It's not specific to the kids right now, so we're really trying to have them learn and understand what the building can look like in the future. So the kids really had a good time working with Kate Egan from Bray and Sarah Heidemann on that design right there. As Scott mentioned, incoming 9 through 12 elective and course selection night was scheduled for last week, Thursday, but due to the weather, we have moved it to Monday, February 11th. It will still run from 3:30 to 7:15, and during that time, we give special presentations to our incoming freshmen on our elective offerings. We also have our entire staff there available to speak to all incoming 9 through 12 graders on course selection, course sequence, career and college planning, and this is for parents and kids. And then we had a little conflict with the 11th, so we're also going to run the freshman portion of that night on Wednesday night of that week for our parochial partners and anybody that can't make it on Monday night. So next week they'll get 2 opportunities to come visit our building that way. This Friday night, we will be honoring and recognizing our EMS, police, and fire at the home girls basketball game against Amaro at 7 o'clock. We thought it's important to recognize those partnerships that provide safety and services to our district and community. So we've contacted Jim, Brad, and Christine. All EMS, anybody on those groups will get in free that night. We'll bring them out before the game starts to center court and recognize them and give them a little something. So we're looking forward to that. This past weekend, the FBLA traveled to Waupun and competed in the regional leadership event. They have their state competition that'll be held April 8th, and after that competition we'll get these kids over to the board to see us maybe that second meet in April. But Autumn Keene, Elizabeth Turkowski, Diego Borja, Haley Van Raden, Alex Anzi, and Matt Schneider all competed in a variety of competitions from econ to business ethics, word processing, Excel, business calculations, computer essentials. 3 of the students had to take a test a week earlier on computer, and then they did their second half in Waupun. Some of the other kids went right to Waupun and hopped into their activity. But we have 4 kids going to state, which are Autumn Keene, Matt Schneider, Haley Van Raden, and Diego Borja. So that's pretty exciting. If you remember a couple years ago when we formed the FBLA group, Judy's just done a wonderful job. And the other nice thing to report for FBLA is that Judy Holiday and her FBLA organization were recipients of a $1,525 Wisconsin Institute for Certified Public Accountants, their education foundation, recognized us for the work in the application obviously put in. So Judy's able to use that $1,525 for field trips. So they can go visit anywhere literally they'd like to go. So they're going to take some trips this spring, and it's a good time to recognize Baker Tilly ended up being our sponsor. So I assume that Baker Tilly sponsors, so we're the recipient of the Baker Tilly grant this year, which is pretty exciting for Judy. The next 2 weekends and weeks, mock trial and forensics will be out on their first and second rounds of competition. We have the mock trial team coming here next board meeting on the 18th, because that'll be following their regional competition, so hopefully they can bring some hardware and show it off to us. Show choir was in Iowa this past weekend, and we're returning again next weekend. I think Cedar Rapids again. As Scott mentioned, yesterday we had band choir students and parents chipped in with Mr. Cooney and Mr. Dobratz to help move the choir and instrumental rooms literally across the hallway. Kids were there probably from 11 in the morning till I was probably 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock last night, so they put in a full day. I do want to thank Jeff and Ann Ferrari and Taco Bell. They provided lunch and dinner to all the kids and parents that volunteered. So I just want to make note that we've had 3 basically volunteer groups that assisted our move. We had Randy Clark and the crew from RCI one day. We had our music parents and kids, and then Jeff and Ann getting a lunch dinner. And then we had Tom and Scott help move the weight room, so we've been the benefactor of 3 separate groups that have saved us time and